All praises be to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Recha Kodash. Double honor to the elder apostles of the Great Millstone, GMS, who rule well, who teach well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect. So, here we are again. Alright. Time is winding down for E. His kingdom is falling, man. Okay. So, this is another episode of store closures, job cuts, things of that nature. And in this episode, we've got an article from the UK.News Yahoo. Alright, and this was put up on the 9th of April, Wednesday the 9th of April 2025. Alright, very recently. Okay. I'll link the article in the description box beneath. Okay, and Morrison's, which is a supermarket company over here, that sell like grocery and all sorts, just like you have your Walmarts in Babylon the Great. Okay, we've got over here Sainsbury's, Tesco's, Morrison's, Asda, etc. And the closing stores. Headline says map shows 17 Morrison stores set to close from this month. Supermarket giant Morrison's will begin shutting 17 of its stores next week, in addition to 52 cafes and 18 market kitchens. Yeah, because some of them have like cafes in them as well. They say that it hopes to, open quote, reinvigorate, end quote, the company in the shake-up, which will see 16 stores close on the 16th of April, with a further store closing on the 14th of May. The supermarket will close 17 Morrison's daily branches, which are smaller convenience shops, 11 of which have post office that are also set to shut. Oh shit. Sorry. The chain will also close 52 of its cafes, 18 of its market kitchen food courts, 35 meat counters, 35 fish counters, and 4 pharmacies, as part of plans announced last month. Morrison's employs 95,000 people in its supermarkets and a further 1,600 at its Morrison's daily stores, with the latest announcement putting around 365 jobs at risk of redundancy. 365 days in a year and a quarter. 365 jobs. Look at that. CEO Rami said in March this year that the changes were, open quote, necessary part of our plans to renew and reinvigorate Morrison's and enable us to focus our investment into the areas that customers really value and that can play a full part in our growth. End quote. And that's, it's usually the primary reason, as to why they make changes like that and shut stores and stuff. They said we do not take lightly the disruption and uncertainty that they will cause to some of our colleagues. Lord, when you can hear me, all right. So yeah, they got a map here of the UK, Morrison's closures. So in the red, it's got a key. So you've got daily convenience store, quite a few down in south, cafes, quite a few north, sprinkled about south as well. Market kitchens, pharmacy, yeah man. He cited changes to employers' national insurance as well as the rise in minimum wage from April as reasons for the cost-saving measures earlier this year. The CEO added that the UK government exacerbated an avalanche of cost for businesses, meaning Morrison's had to optimise its operations and to help mitigate recent significant cost increases. The 17 stores have 11 post office counters inside, which are likely to close, but perhaps not on the same dates as their respective stores. Yeah, it goes on. But yeah, you get the drift. Okay. Don't intend to make this lesson long, just get a couple of scriptures. Second Esdras chapter 6 verse 22, straight to the point. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And this is where we're coming to, man. We're seeing an increase of price in goods, and usually things that are more valuable will be, increased in prices. Okay, we're seeing a shortage of foods. All right, a lot of foods being recalled and things of that nature. These sown places are, and the full storehouses, these are your grocery shops and stuff like that. Less and less things on the shelves. Okay, so famines is going to come back in a major way. Man-made ones and natural ones as well. Okay, so it's things are going to get very, very difficult from here on out. All right, and they're shutting these stores down, which really the elites are behind everything. Okay, because they operate this entire system behind closed doors. All right, so everything goes to the MOTB down that road anyway. Ecclesiastes 12:3. In a day when the keepers of the house shall tremble and the strong men shall bow themselves and the grandest cease because they are few and those that look out the windows be darkened. Yeah, we always bring out the scripture. Okay, it pertains to now. It's relevant. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sounding of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Okay, so there's going to be fewer and fewer jobs, as we always hype on. Okay. The cost of living is constantly going up. All right, multiple jobs is needed to try and keep yourself afloat. All right, so it's a very dark future, a very grim future. Okay, we see this and we get excited. We're not ignorant to Satan's devices either. All right, goes to show you this kingdom ain't built to last, man. The Lord rules in the kingdom of men. Okay. Right now, the basis of men is ruling, and they can't manage the earth properly. No resources, squander things, and all sorts. All right. The commonless sense people, if that's a word. All right. So there you have it. Basis of men ruling, man. So everything's only for a set amount of time. All right. Kingdoms rise, kingdoms fall down. Next year marks the 250-year anniversary of the America's inception. Okay. So, yeah. With that, shalom.